So let's talk about TradingView. It's a platform that can look, well, incredibly complex at first glance, but honestly, it's the single most important tool for anyone who's serious about analyzing financial markets. Today, we're going to get it all set up for you. You know, if you've ever opened up a trading chart and felt like you were staring at the control panel of a spaceship, you are not alone. I promise, we've all been there. All those lines and numbers and flashing colors can be seriously intimidating. But what if we decided to look at it in a whole new way? Here's the trick. I want you to stop thinking of TradingView as some complicated piece of software. Instead, start thinking of it as your personal online office. Yep, it's the space where you do your research, organize all your ideas, and plan your next moves. Doesn't matter if you're into crypto, Forex, or stocks, this is the place that puts you in control. So today, we're taking the grand tour of your brand new office. First, we'll set up your desk. Then we'll walk through the different departments, get you set up with the most essential equipment, and show you how to control the whole operation. After that, we'll get your files organized, and to top it all off, I'll share a little pro tip to really get you going. All right, first things first. Before we can even think about doing any work, we got to get the keys to the place and set up your desk. This part is super simple, but it is absolutely critical. And here's the best part. You do not need to spend a single dime to get started. The free account is honestly more than powerful enough for most beginners. The paid plans, those are really for the full-time pros who need fancy stuff like having multiple charts open on one screen. Okay, listen up, because this is the most important thing. Before you do anything else, create a free account and log in. Seriously, if you don't, every single line you draw, every setting you change, every stock you save to a list, it'll all just vanish the second you close your browser. Don't let all that hard work go to waste. All right, you're in. Welcome to your office. Now, I know it might look like a lot, but it's all logically divided into just 4 main areas or panels. Let's get the lay of the land, shall we? Just think of it like this. Over on your left, you've got your toolbox. All your drawing instruments are there. Up at the top, that's the main engine, where you control which asset you're looking at. Over on the right is your filing cabinet. That's for organization. And at the bottom, that's for some deeper data. But we're not going to worry about that much today. Okay, now let's zoom in on the most important area for any analyst, that toolbox on the left-hand panel. But before we open it up, let me tell you a little secret that is going to save you a ton of stress. You do not need to learn every single tool in that box. I'm serious. In fact, probably 90% of traders out there get by just using about 10% of what's available. The real key here is to master a few essential tools, not just to know about all the fancy gadgets. And here they are. This is it. This is your core toolbox. With just these few items right here, you can do some seriously powerful technical analysis. Let's take a quick look at the most important ones. So, the most basic, fundamental concept in charting is something called support and resistance. They're just price levels where the market has struggled to break through, either on the way down or on the way up. And the horizontal line tool, that's your go-to for marking these key levels. Now, want to know a little trick to make this even more accurate? Instead of using a single line, try using the rectangle tool to draw a zone. This is brilliant because it captures both the main body of the price candle and those little thin wicks that stick out, giving you a much more realistic view of a support or demand area. And now for what might be the most important tools on the entire platform, the long and short position tools. See, these aren't for drawing, they're for managing your risk. They instantly calculate your potential profit versus your potential loss on any trade idea. So when you drop this tool on your chart, you set your entry point, your stop loss, that's the red zone, and your profit target in the green zone, and it instantly tells you the ratio. In this example, you're risking $1 to potentially make 3, and it's this kind of positive ratio that allows successful traders to be profitable even if they aren't right on every single trade. Okay, let's leave the toolbox for a second and look up at the top panel. Think of this as the command center, the engine that controls everything you see on the main chart itself. From up here, you can search for basically any asset in the world, from Bitcoin to gold. You can switch your view from, say, a 1-minute chart for day trading to a 1-hour chart for swing trading. You can also add popular indicators like RSI or Bollinger Bands. But there's one feature tucked away up here that is an absolute game changer for learning how to trade. I mean, what if you could test out a new trading strategy in a totally live environment, but without any of the risk? What if you could literally travel back in time to see exactly how your idea would have played out? Well, that's exactly what the replay tool does. It lets you chop off the chart at any point in the past and then play it forward, one candle at a time. It is an unbelievably powerful way to backtest your strategies and build real confidence before you ever risk a single dollar. Now let's shift our focus over to the right side of your office. This right panel, this is your administrative hub. It's all about keeping things organized and efficient. There are two key things to do here. First, create custom watch lists to group together all the assets you're tracking. You could have one for crypto, another for Indian stocks, whatever you want. And second, and this is huge, set price alerts. You can tell TradingView to send you a notification when a price hits a specific level you're watching. This lets you walk away from the screen. You don't have to be glued to it all day long. We've toured the whole office, but before I hand over the keys for good, I want to leave you with one final pro tip that a lot of beginners just don't know about. Go check your brokerage account. You see, a lot of brokers actually integrate TradingView's awesome charting technology directly into their own platforms. And what's really amazing is they often give you access to the paid features, like using more indicators on a single chart, completely for free as part of your account. It's definitely worth a look. And there you have it, a complete tour of your new online trading office. See? It's not some scary, complex machine. It's a workspace that's designed for clarity and for analysis. So the only real question left is, now that you have the keys, what are you going to build first?